Well, a youngster will come in with virtually nothing in terms of belongings, most likely having survived or learned how to cope with severe abuse and neglect, sometimes sexual trauma, and now they're going from a foster home into a residential center. So they came in very frightened. If they got as far as Whaley, they'd been battered and abused profoundly for a long time.
The kind of kids that come to Whaley are kids who are in need. They come to us at the lowest points in their life, probably for most of them. They're looking for someone to show up. They've been let down a lot, starting with the people who they're supposed to trust the most. And then every step along the way, every transition they have, every move they have to make is another trauma for them.
I think the one thing a lot of the kids did was trust that adults would hurt them. That's all they had known.
So they come in with these pretty horrific stories. And I always say that trauma for our kids, it's not just about what has happened to them, which is awful and horrific, but it's also about what didn't happen for them.
So we're currently going through a transition from general residential, which we've had for the last 30 plus years, to mental health behavioral stabilization program. And the difference in that is the majority of our children now have suicide risk assessments. They're a very high level of mental health need. The amount of trauma that these kids have been through is what you hear on the news and worse. For the first time in 10 years, last year, we had a young man that hung himself twice in the bathroom. And both times we had to cut him down and do CPR on him while we waited for the ambulance to get there. It's that level of need that our kids have right now. They just need help. They need an extra layer of help. So we've increased staffing. We've done a ton of different trainings. We've doubled up some of our teams. We've added new positions. Everything that we can do to support these kids in a way that we didn't need to before.
It's a tough job. It's tough work. These kids have gone through a lot. But Whaley is one of those places where the decision was, let's put the tools together so that we can deal with kids who have experienced terrible trauma, who have been through the ringer, and try to find a path forward to them so they can be in a stable home environment and be the best version of themselves.
It takes a very dedicated staff, people that recognize what's going on, not to overreact to a child when they're feeling bad and when they feel worthless.
It's the people who show up every day, consistently walking in the door to care for our why, which is our kiddos. And every single person on our team, all 160 of us, come into work every day with that mission.
For me, what drew me into this work and my why was personal. Being able to be somebody for these kids, somebody that I wish that I had when I was younger, it was really important to me.
To me, there's no higher calling than to do something, whether professionally or just as a volunteer or just as a neighbor. Do something that makes the life of somebody that you share the community with just a little bit better.
They're just kids. They're just kids that could be your neighbor. They're the kids that could go to school with your kids. These are kids who just want to have a chance, just like everyone else.
I was going through a hard time at the time. I didn't want to go to school. I didn't want to do a lot of stuff because my mental health. I have a lot of support. I have a lot of people that cheer me on and are like my #1 fans. That's why I choose to be a therapist, helping others. Whaley's is the place for me, I'm not gonna lie.
I regret the fact that organizations like Whaley Children's Center and others have to work hard and fight to maintain the ability to do the work they're doing. But there's no question that society is better when you have an organization that invests in the opportunity for these young kids to overcome their pain and trauma. We are all better, and the work that they do works. It really does work.
The work that we have to do and the time and energy that these kids are deserving of, we need all the support that we can get.
The people that are donating to Whaley now, it isn't just the money, it's the recognition of the needs of the children.
The state covers the very basic needs, food and shelter, but we want our kids to have birthday parties, Christmases, real life experiences.
That's the power that you have right now. Simple act of generosity right now can change the world.
Everybody who walks through that door every day, thank you. We couldn't do it without you.
The state helps kids get better, but donations help kids be kids.
100 years ago, a promise was made to protect children, to give them safety, to give them a home. Today, that promise lives on. 69 kids called Whaley home. 5 youth graduated high school, despite every obstacle. 31 birthdays celebrated. 2,260 hours of therapy. 32 youth found their path to home, family, and independence.